Hello and welcome to Nutrition Basics. Today, my hope is to shift your perspective away from counting calories, deprivation, and pain, instead towards sustainable nourishment. The problem is, we've been doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The insanity has to stop. How many calories can we count? How far can we run? How many calories can we burn? How many diets can we try? All that end with the same results. You may lose weight initially, but all to gain it back. The problem is we are taught about food from a food industry that profits off of our addictions. The fatter we become, the fatter their wallets become. And we're taught about health from an industry that focuses primarily only on diagnosing and treating diseases. So let's shift and learn what actually nourishes and fuels our body so that at the end of this 30-day, you get to become your own health expert. So today's game plan is going to be nutrition basics. What are we adding in and why? As well as what your day and your plate should look like. Now, when someone asks you, are you on a diet? Are you doing some crazy detox and cleanse? You can say, honestly, no, I'm not. I'm just jerfing. I'm going to say, jerfing, what does that mean? It means you are focusing on just eating real food. It's that simple. So the jerfing manifesto has to do with we're focusing on food that comes from the earth, not a manufacturing plant. We're going to be focusing on, we don't count calories, but we actually count nourishment or nutrition instead. We choose naturally nutrient-dense foods that are not stripped of all nutrition and then fortified with cheap, synthetic, non-absorbable, for the most part, vitamins. We give our body the food that it needs versus what it simply wants. Food quality matters, and we are very careful about where our food is raised and grown and buy organic, local produce whenever possible. So hopefully you've had some time to download our Well World app, and within this app, you'll be able to find your meal plan, you'll be finding lists of what's included and what to avoid, recipes, and you have the opportunity to track your fluid, your stool, your mood, and much more. Make sure you check it out. Now here's a screenshot from actually within the app, and you'll see a detailed listing of what is included. Also, if you go under Plan Documents in the app, you can download the Clean Eating Guide and actually print it out so you can have it on very accessible, maybe even on the front of your refrigerator to use as a reference at any time. So here is the jerfing plan. It's again really simple, does not need to be complicated. There you get 3 meals and 1 mini meal. Now, if weight loss is not your goal, you'll be doing 3 meals and 2 mini meals, maybe even 3 mini meals. We're focusing primarily on 3 nutrients, which is high quality protein, veggies, non-starchy veggies, and high quality fats. 20 grams of protein with each meal. We'll tell you why in a few slides. And then you'll focus on hydrating, moving, meditating, breathing, and repeating that every day. The experiences that we take you through live each week will provide you with some guidance around meditation, breath work, and movement. Here is another additional detailed listing of the protein choices and non-starchy veggies that you should try to gravitate towards. Always choosing from high quality protein, ideally grass-fed or pasture-raised. If you're choosing fish, primarily cold water fish that'll be lower in toxins such as mercury and heavy metals. And I also know that you can, if vegetarian proteins are acceptable, like legumes, as well as gluten-free, dairy-free protein powders. Non-starchy veggies are going to be focused on your leafy greens, trying to get as many of these leafy greens in as you can. Cruciferous veggies like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, and then lots of celery, cucumbers, asparagus, sweet peas, sweet peppers, and jicama. which are amazing for high amounts of fiber and also for detoxification. Optimal fat choices, you'll see here, fat is going to be something that's going to be very beneficial. We want to make sure high quality fat, because fat goes rancid very easily, meaning heat can break it down and make it less optimal for absorption for our cells. And then low glycemic fruits. Now this will be slightly different than what's in your app. The reason we are encouraging low glycemic fruits is because they keep your blood sugar balanced. They have lower amounts of sugar in them, higher levels of antioxidants, and higher levels of fiber. And then your list of starchy carbs. Your carbs are going to be primarily coming from gluten-free grains, rice, quinoa, buckwheat, gluten-free oats, lentils, beans, as well as sweet potatoes and winter squashes. Condiments, for the most part, focusing on oils. Raw apple cider vinegar is going to be one of your best choices. And any dressings that are mixed with raw apple cider vinegar. Here's some miscellaneous snack choices, and then sweeteners. Sweeteners, you can use monk fruit, coconut sugar, green leaf stevia, half a teaspoon of honey, and maple syrup. That's a little broader than what's in the app, so know that you have those options. And then what is it that we're actually supposed to eat on a daily basis, right? Non-starchy veggies should be 1/2 to 3/4 of your plate should be filled with them. So those are those cruciferous veggies and leafy greens. Protein should be pastured, free range, organic, whether it's poultry, eggs, wild fish, or protein powder. About 20 grams with each meal. And then fat is about 1 ounce, or 12 to 14 nuts, 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, butter, coconut oil, or 1/4 of an avocado. And then lastly, your starchy carbs. For weight loss, we encourage women to minimize your starchy carbs to 1/4 cup. And for men, we recommend less than a half cup. And you can use that for 0 meals or up to 2 meals per day. So here is what your food pyramid should look like, a little different than what you would expect. You're going to have your foundation of your non-starchy veggies filling up 1/2 to 3/4 of your plate. Protein, 20 grams minimally for breakfast and lunch. A couple tablespoons of fat per meal. Your low glycemic fruits, and then your starchy carbs on top. So this is what a perfectly balanced plate would look like if you're incorporating in animal protein. 1/2 your plate, starchy carbs. 1/4 of your plate, lean protein, which is about 3 to 5 ounces. And then the other quarter of the plate is your starchy carbs. Again, for weight loss, we'd make that about 1/8 of your plate. Now, if you're focusing more on vegetarian and vegan choices, look at this beautiful grain bowl that's filled with some starchy carbs, some quinoa and lentils, and then loaded with some healthy fats and tons of veggies. This is a perfectly balanced vegetarian meal. So if you are going vegetarian, majority of your plate is going to be starchy veggies filled with some starchy carbs and grains. So why protein, particularly amino acids, right? Protein, and why this is one of the building blocks that we're building around our veggies. Protein keeps your blood sugar balanced for the longest. It's a high satiety nutrient. It provides the building blocks and repair for our muscles, our bone, our connective tissue, our nails and our hair. And it also provides essential amino acids. One's essential, one's non-essential amino acids for our brain, particularly for creating and building neurotransmitters, for dopamine and serotonin. Serotonin is our calming, happy neurotransmitter, and dopamine is our focus, our motivation, our drive. It's also our pleasure and reward center. So there are some theories around lower levels of serotonin may be related to higher increased rates of depression, and lower levels of dopamine related to anxiety, OCD, and ADD and ADHD. So we want to make sure we're giving our body those building blocks so that it can replenish our stores and keep our body nice and balanced. So blood sugar. I love this chart, and this is really one of the paramount foundations for our program over the next 30 days is blood sugar imbalances, whether your blood sugar is too high or too low, is a tremendous stress on our bodies. So if you have too many carbs at a meal or too many calories at a meal, your blood sugar will spike as well as your insulin, which will store body fat. Now, if your blood sugar starts to tank and you get hangry or you have low blood sugar, or also known as hypoglycemia, what will happen here is the body goes into storage mode and actually interferes with your body's ability to burn stored fat. So we want this perfect balance, right? Perfect balance, somewhere between 80 and 120. That's once we've had a meal, your blood sugar should come down 2 hours post-meal below 120. Optimal blood sugar should be somewhere between 80, fasting blood sugar should be somewhere between 80 and 95. One of the quick, easy ways to add additional protein into your day is by using our detox smoothies. So you'll use our Paleo Cleanse powder as well as our pure paleo protein. And one of the reasons why we're incorporating, or how you get to incorporate these detox smoothies into your day, are 3 simple ways. One is going to be as a complete meal replacement. You'll be doing a Paleo Cleanse packet as well as the pure paleo protein. So 1 scoop of each. You'll add a tablespoon of fat, some liquid, greens, simple carbs, and maybe simple carbs like berries and or half a tip of green banana. The second way is as a mini meal. You may use this as a mini meal for your mid-afternoon mini meal. 1 scoop of Paleo Cleanse powder and maybe only a half scoop of the pure paleo protein. You can add in greens, which is optional, but also add in either a carb and fat, but not both. And the third way you can add in a detox smoothie is as part of your meal. If you know that you're really not wanting a protein smoothie for the day, you can take 1 scoop of Paleo Cleanse and your liquid and use it as a side of your meal. So why else are we incorporating detox smoothies? They're a really easily digestible, highly digestible, bioavailable form of protein. The Paleo Cleanse powder has 18 grams of protein, and your pure paleo protein has 21 grams of protein, and there's only about 220 calories total in both of these. You're getting over 20 essential liver supportive nutrients to help eliminate toxins that can bog down the metabolism, make your skin dull and flaky, and also start to steal some of your vitality. And it also has a multivitamin and mineral in it. So if you're taking a multivitamin and mineral, you can skip it for the day and just get it in your Paleo Cleanse detox smoothie. So why are we incorporating in non-starchy veggies? So protein was our first nutrient, and now we're incorporating in there's non-starchy veggies. The power of non-starchy veggies is that it's very helpful to break down and work on detoxification. It has high levels of fiber in the diet. It's going to feed your microbiome. So much of your gut bacteria and gut health is dependent upon plants, period. So make sure that's one of the reasons we're incorporating in 3 to 9 servings of non-starchy veggies during the day, is to really start flooding the body with nourishment. You can add it to eggs, to stir fries, add it in your smoothies. And we also have a quick hack. If you know vegetables you've always struggled with getting in veggies, or you know you're going to struggle with trying to get in 3 to 9 servings of veggies, we've encouraged you to incorporate in some paleo greens. 1 scoop of this is equivalent to 3 to 5 servings of veggies. So make sure you incorporate this in. I love incorporating this in to about 12 to 16 ounces of water, and I will add in electrolytes to help improve my hydration. It also improves the taste a little bit. Otherwise, I'll just mix this and do it at dinner time or before bedtime. The last nutrient we're incorporating in, don't skip the fat. Eat fat for fat loss. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but fat is one of the most highly satiating nutrients. It takes the body a long time to break down, which means it will keep your energy sustained and your blood sugar balanced. It only has a marginal effect on insulin levels. It's hard to make sure that you've got enough nutrients in the body, and hormones are also balanced by fat. So many people are unaware of the fact that if your cholesterol is too low, so total cholesterol is close to 150, it can have an impact on your sex hormones and your energy. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and cortisol, right? You're anti-inflammatory, but that's really your battery pack. So making sure you're getting nourishing fats. The other sign of fat malabsorption many times, or lack of fat in your diet, can be increased sugar cravings. So if you find that you're having sugar cravings, don't be afraid of the fat. Incorporate some additional fat in, whether it's with nuts or nut butter, incorporating in some ghee or butter. Avocados are a great way to incorporate, olives or olive oil as well. So when to eat, right, is really looking at kind of what your sample day should look like. One is make sure that you are not eating within 3 hours of bedtime. When you wake up, you should be eating within an hour of waking up. And you want to make sure that maybe your day is going to look something similar like this, that you're hoping to stress your meals. If they're balanced hormonally, you should be able to stretch your meals to about 4 hours. Now, that does not mean 4 hours and you're ready to gnaw your arm off because you're so starving. It means 4 hours and you're thinking, it's time for me to eat, but you're not starving. If that isn't happening yet, you've got to adjust that window back. And as you start to improve your nourishment, as you become healthier, you'll find you should be able to stretch your meals a little longer. So here's a perfect example of what your day could look like. 6 a.m., you wake up, you start your morning with 8 ounces of warm water with a half a lemon, or 8 ounces of water with apple cider vinegar, raw organic apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of cinnamon, which improves blood sugar balance, and you can do a little touch of honey. The benefit of using warm water is going to be helped to invigorate your digestive tract, and the lemon helps with bile production so that you can emulsify and break down fats and start to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin A. So 6 a.m. by 6:30, you're having breakfast, and breakfast could be something like a detox smoothie, right? 1 scoop of each so that you're getting a full meal, including your fat, your liquid, your greens, and maybe some starchy carbs. It could be some egg cups, like little egg muffin cups. It could be our spinach squares. That is one of the favorite recipes on my website. Then your next meal or snack is going to be 4 hours later, which you think, wow, that couldn't be lunchtime, but that may be your next mini meal. So mini meal could be broth, it could be a detox smoothie, but you're only using the paleo cleanse and half a scoop of the protein. It could also be incorporating in things like nuts or nut butter, hard-boiled eggs, some gluten-free jerky, something like that. That's going to, again, provide you with blood sugar balance and allow you to last a little bit longer to your next meal. Now, lunchtime should be somewhere around 2:30. And again, 2:30, easy lunch could be meal delivery service, right? A meal that's already prepared, maybe a prepared salad with protein on it, super easy, and a tablespoon or 2 of fat, whether it's nuts, seeds, oil, and dressing. And then dinner by 6:30. And then you're getting within that, hopefully the 3-hour window before bed, you're already avoiding. And dinner should primarily just be protein, right? Your 3 to 5 ounces of protein, along with starchy veggies, and maybe a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of starchy carbs. All right, so why are we doing this? These are good reminders. As you start to check in, and hopefully you filled out your health symptom questionnaire, so you have an idea of where you're starting as we go into this. We're doing this to make sure that we're incorporating in and creating a healthy hunger response and metabolism by balancing our blood sugar, keeping our blood sugar balanced throughout the day instead of spikes and crashes. We'll start to see huge changes in our vitality, in our focus, in our energy, and even in our sleep patterns. We want decreased inflammation. Some of the foods we'll be talking about in the next module are key to decreasing inflammation. By flooding the body with these nutrients, we decrease inflammation, we improve our energy and our overall sense of well-being. Improve your body composition, whether it's you're wanting to put more muscle on or you're wanting to lose body fat. And then also sustained energy. Imagine what it would feel like, and know that it is possible to have more than enough energy to not only get through your day, but have more energy at the end of the day to do the things that you enjoy. Enhanced mental clarity, being able to remember your neighbors' names, your shopping list, your to-do list, and deepening your sleep. As we start to balance our blood sugar, lower our inflammatory response, your body gets to focus on healing and repairing instead of digesting a meal or fighting inflammation. Balanced digestion. Let's see how things start to improve as we take away some inflammatory foods and start to balance your gut microbiome. And here's a huge one. What we get all the time during this program, after the first 5 days, we start hearing, I feel I am not hungry and my sugar cravings have nearly vanished. So this is a great reminder. When you're at the grocery store, never go to the grocery store hungry because you know what will happen. But if you keep good food in your refrigerator, you will eat good food. So good eating doesn't start at home, it starts at the grocery store or what's in your shopping cart. In the next module, we'll be focusing on the foods that we're going to eliminate and why, as well as some healthy, delicious food swaps to make this transition even easier. Thank you so much.